So I think that the identification of a great company is not that difficult because even if you just looked at quantitative factors, we'll get to qualitative factors in a second. But if you look at just quantitative factors, you would want to see, okay, sales are growing, profits are growing, cash flows are growing, return on equity is consistently over 20%, 25% return on equity, doesn't need a lot of debt to grow and scale. Just if you looked at these factors, it would take out 90% of companies. So most companies will not have these attributes. So already you will be down to 10% of the universe or less. Now, when you start looking at the names of the businesses, some businesses may be completely alien to you, some chemical business you know nothing about. So the other thing about the investing businesses, there are no called strikes like in baseball. Let 1,000 balls go by, no one's going to tell you struck out. So we don't pay a penalty by ignoring a company that's truly great. We do pay a penalty when we invest in a business that's not so great, right? So if you see some chemical company, don't really understand it, don't know much about why it generates these high returns, leave it alone. But there will be some of the businesses in that list that you say, yeah, this is obvious. You would look at a business like MasterCard and say, yeah, I know why MasterCard does well. It's a monopoly. I know why Visa does well. I know why American Express does well. These are monopolies or oligopolies, right? And so it will start becoming obvious when, if we look at Louis Vuitton, right? And you look at the, financials of Louis Vuitton. If you didn't even know it was Louis Vuitton, you would see some exceptional numbers. You would see very high. I think their after-tax margins are more than 20%. And that's after investing a lot in brand and so on. And he's a serial acquirer. He keeps buying more and more brands. And so any fool can tell you that Louis Vuitton is a great business. The question is it a great investment? So if Louis Vuitton was trading at 3 times earnings, it's a great investment. It's a great business and a great investment because you can just see a long history. Now, if it's trading at 50 times earnings, it becomes harder to make that statement. So, and somewhere between 3 and 50 times lies the true answer, right? At some point, the great business ceases to be a great investment because you're just paying too much, try to get a piece of the action, right? The thing is that it is entirely possible that paying a 25 times multiple for Louis Vuitton may be a great investment, but it also may not be obvious to someone like me, or a cheapskate like me. It may not be obvious, right? So we can tailor it to what we want. So I think the identification of a great business is very important, but it's also not difficult. So we should restrict our universe to only the great businesses. So once you restrict your universe to the great businesses, now it just becomes that you've thrown out all the riffraff and you have a small list and you say, okay, which of these do I understand really well, which I can understand what the business might look like 5 or 10 or 15 years from now. And maybe there are some nuances the market doesn't appreciate, which I understand and maybe the market doesn't. And that can work out well.